Well, first, I want to congratulate you on another incredible season, and then also ask you, you've been with this project since the beginning. Could you have imagined that it would become more and more relevant as time went on? And also, it's one of the few projects out there that really tackles bodily autonomy at this crucial time. So I wonder if you talk a little bit about being a part of a project that is so important.
When I got this job, I was just an actor who wanted a job, you know. I am very, very blessed. I can't imagine my life without this job, without this woman, Janine, without these people that I love so much. So to still be doing it and to still be telling their stories is, I mean, it's the best job in the world. Being on a show that tackles bodily autonomy, abortion specifically, for me, my character, my storyline is, I mean, it was such an honor for me to tell that story. I myself have had an abortion, and I never talked about it ever. Not when I played Janine's storyline, not when we were doing press, but when the overturn of Roe happened just a few months ago, I've never felt like it in my life. Like I didn't know what to say and I didn't know how to say it. I just knew I needed to say it. So to be on a show in which, you know, it wasn't some crazy medical drama. It was a woman making a choice for herself, making a choice for her own life and for her own happiness and her own health and that of her child. So I feel like we've created such a narrative around abortion access, around this health care for women and for people with wombs, as though they must be in the most dire situation. Their health must be at risk for them to receive life-saving treatment.
Right.
And in some places they still won't, and they'll fucking die.
Yeah.
But I needed to talk about my abortion, and I love telling the story of Janine's.
Yeah.
Because it is so simply just the choice of a person to have control of their own life and their own body and what they do with it. So I very much liked that element.
Well, thank you very much for sharing that. I appreciate it. You know, Janine she's endured so much trauma, near-death experiences, and yet I would say she's one of the strongest characters on the show. And I wonder if you would talk about her strength and where she derives that from and what that means to you to play into that.
Yeah, I think that there's a spirit within Janine that we found in the pilot episode of the first season, that kind of fuck you energy, which I think is her soul. It's her spirit. It's who she is. It's, you know, everything that she was raised to be, and it's just part of her. But at the same time, I think that when we see Janine in like that was a flashback. So when we go back into real time in the first season and she's, you know, one-eyed, batshit crazy Janine, she's, that fire is still there. I mean, maybe it's embers, but it's still burning. And it changes throughout the seasons. I mean, sometimes she's got this raging flame, a glow in her body, and sometimes she's just quietly burning, but it's there. It cannot be extinguished. And that's her power. And that's why I think she feels so strong. And I think that that's just part of the human spirit, is that every person has that, whether or not you feel you have access to it. And Janine has helped me access that feeling in myself of that, you know, what is inextinguishable, unextinguishable.
In. I think it's
in. I think it's in. I don't know. Yeah.